Зараз знаходимося на Сумщині та стримуємо наступ ворога. Потребуємо мікроавтобус для виконання бойових задач і очищення українського неба від ворожих крил. Звертаємось до команди Car for Ukraine та Бандера Мобіль з проханням допомогти з закупівлею, підготовкою доставкою авто, а також до Renegade Changus та Канті Людан і їх спільноти з проханням допомогти підтримати збір. Слава Україні!
Героям слава! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I got to do this because I don't know. I'm just feeling it.
Always two there are, a master and an
So, for those of you that don't know, the artist that's doing this is named Scratch Bastard, and probably the coolest scratch session I've heard in a long time. Especially the ending right here for all you other Star Wars fans out there.
30 seconds left.
So yeah, doing the Imperial March as a Scratch. I love it. I closed something and I don't know what I closed. Oops. I'll figure it out here in a second. Yeah, I had a busy day. Got some yard work done, got shopping done, and I am dragging butt. So LJ, if you're listening in and you hear me start to snore, call me on Telegram. Wake me up. Let's go over to the air alert map. Donetsk under air alert. Northeastern Kharkiv, and Eastern Dnipropetrovsk. Yeah, that's why they're saying sorry for being late. Don't worry about it. I don't announce the stream I don't set up the stream until about a half hour before I go live. Okay, sometimes it's left. Yeah, LJ's under some heavy rain alerts right now, I think. I'm not sure. We caught the edge of one of the storms and it was going her direction, so. Say hello to everybody. Adam Rounds, Grunge, Indie Darkstar, Mitch, M35, Stephen Walsh, America's Most Wanted Guy. Thank you for coming to the show. You know, our local celebrity. Derpat, Mitch Ashdown, Linda H, K-Bell. And I think that is everybody but Nura and Pyro as well. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to jump right into it because, like I said, I am dragging butt and fighting to stay awake at the moment. Operational information as of 8 a.m. August 13th regarding the Russian invasion. The 1,267th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. In total, 165 combat clashes were recorded yesterday. The enemy launched 2 missile strikes with 6 missiles and 89 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements, dropping 183 guided bombs. In addition, Russia carried out 5,120 artillery attacks, with 64 of those being from MLRSs, and used 4,166 kamikaze drones to cause destruction. Airstrikes were carried out near or in the settlements of Boyaro Lizhachi, Kamienka, Siredine Buda in Sumy, Bilogorivka, Primorsky.
Translate into shoes.
I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Shut up. Stupid AI. Where was I? Bilogorivka, Primorsky, Malokatranivka in Zaporizhia, Radokimianka, and Antonivka in Kherson. Over the past 24 hours, the defense forces of Ukraine's aviation, missile troops, and artillery units have struck 10 areas of concentration of enemy personnel and equipment, 1 artillery piece, and it just started raining here again. 2 drone control points, 1 air defense system of the Russian invaders. Going into the individual directions, and of course the deep state map to the North Slobodansk Sumy areas. This town will be coming up in our videos later. 17 clashes took place in the North Slobodansk area. The enemy launched 17 airstrikes as well, dropping 28 guided bombs, and carried out an additional 281 artillery shellings, with 11 of those being from MLRSs. Not a whole lot to report in the North Slobodansk area. The front lines have somewhat settled down, and they're starting to well, stagnate, which is a good thing for the defenders. In the south Slobodansk Kharkiv area, since the beginning of the day, the enemy has carried out 3 offensive actions in the areas of settlement of Voschansk Krutoy, Kamienka. We'll get to that. Oh, no, Krasny Pershi's over this way. Okay. Krasny Pershi, I know you're over here. Where are you? Kamienka is right here. Krasny Pershi, I know you're over here. There you are. Had to zoom in for it to pop up. Heading to the south to Kupiansk direction. 8 attacks by the invaders took place over the last day. The defense forces repelled the enemy assault actions in the directions of Kindrishkivka, which is not down here. The names are so similar, it is hard to remember sometimes. Kindrishkivka is up here. Moskovka, right here. I'm sure that settlement is due for a name change here shortly. Kupiansk itself, coming down to the south, Bogoslavka and Novokruglivka. Heading further to the south to Liman area. The enemy attacked 23 times yesterday. It tried to advance in the areas of Grivkivka, Mirny, which is down here, and you have to zoom in that little settlement right here. Zooming back out, Zarichny, just to the south. Where was I? Zarichny, Karpivka, which is back up this way. Torsky, down here next to Zarichny, right there. Dubrova. Dubrova is occupied right here in the red. And towards Sirobiryanka down here. And Chandra Golove up here by Zeleny Dolna. Heading to the south to Servisk. Ukrainian soldiers repelled 8 enemy attacks in the last day. Units of the occupiers tried to advance in the areas of Yerogorivka, Vimivka, and that is all. Jumping past Kramatorsk direction and heading straight to Toretsk. Oh, excuse me, Toretsk right here. The enemy carried out 6 attacks in the areas of Nilipivka. That is a new one for me. That's this tiny little settlement right here. Nilipivka. Sechiribnivka, which is right here, sister city of Toretsk. Rusin Yar, way over here to the west, and Yablunivka. Moving over to the Pokrovsk direction, Russians have been struggling to further their advance. Evacuations of these settlements for families with children has been made mandatory. 14 settlements in all because of this advance. But so far, today, the only gains the Russians were able to make was to push through this tree line here. Get the whole Pokrovsk area in view if I can. And nope, I can't. Okay. Our defenders stopped 47 assault and offensive actions of the aggressor in the areas of Popov Yar, Mayak, Rubizny, up here to the north of the new salient, Volodymyivka, Kolodaz, I'm guessing that is a misprint and it's supposed to be Zolotsky Kolodaz. Nika Norivka. Down here. Coming down to Zirozova, Udashny, Lisivka, Pokrovsk itself. Okay, now they're saying Zolotsy Kolodaz. I wonder if there's a secondary settlement in... I can't read what that says, but I know it's not the one I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not seeing a second Kolodaz. It might be like a sister city situation where like this over here is Kolodaz and this is Zolotsky Kolodaz. I'll have to check into that later. Moving on to Rodinsky and Promin. That is all for the Pokrovsk direction. Moving over to the Novopavlivka direction, the defense forces repelled 28 enemy attacks in the areas of Dashny, Shevchenko. I know it's over this way down here. Novoukrayinka. This is always a hard one for me because there's like 3 in this area. So it's like, okay, which one are they meaning? And unfortunately, it's not showing up on the map right now, and my blind butt is not seeing it. Unfortunately, I am being blind and I cannot see the settlement. I forgot where it's at, and I know there's like a Novoukrayinka like up this way. There's another one over here. And then there's a third one in this area that I cannot seem to find. Zirka was the next city. Malivka. Way down to the south, Olhivska. Voskreshenka up here. Andrivka Klivstoy. Hey. Yeah, I'm not seeing that one either. It might be another situation of a name change. Not even something similar to it. So I'll have to look that one up on Google Maps later as well. Moving over to Guliapol direction. Where was it? Our defenders successfully stopped 2 enemy attacks in the direction of Poltavka, right here. In the Orhiv direction, the enemy twice attacked positions of our defenders in the settlement of Kamiansky and Novo Andriivka, right next to Orhiv. Heading down to Pridniprovsky and the Kherson area. Pridniprovsky is right here, and that is the rail bridge crossing. Six offensive actions took place in the Kherson area in the direction of the settlements of Pridniprovsky itself, Antonivka, and Gola Pristan. They're giving names out, and I haven't really looked at names before, but that settlement is right there. So again, near the Antonovsky Bridge, near the rail bridge, and towards the islands in the south. The defense forces successfully repelled all the enemy attacks. In the Volyn and Polizia directions, no signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups have been detected up in this area here. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses both in manpower and equipment on the occupation forces and are actively undermining the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses for yesterday. We'll cover that with the graphic. But one thing I do want to point out, because I don't know, I haven't really compared this yet, but one operational tactical missile system. Let's go to the loss report and check in. 890 personnel yesterday. One of the lowest casualty days for Russia since last year, if I recall correctly. 1 tank, 8 armored personnel vehicles, 23 artillery systems, 2 anti-aircraft warfare systems, 99 UAVs, 2 cruise missiles, and 46 vehicles. So let's do a little bit of a comparison here. 2 air defense systems, 2 missiles. So yeah, that is not included in the loss report graphic. No, it's interesting to know what that is. Hopefully we'll get a video of it here in the next couple of days. And of course, we end the report with join the defense forces. Together we will win, and glory to Ukraine. So let me jump over to Telegram really quick. No speech by Zelensky today. He was busy in the EU, meetings after meetings after meetings. So no address from Zelensky today. So we jump right into my channel and give you a preview of some of the videos we'll be going over today as we scroll back to the top of the day with the drone report from last night. 51 air targets launched. Ukraine air defenses shot down 2 Iskander KN-23 missiles and 32 of 49 Russian drones. And of course, you can help take out these drones with a donation to Cars for Ukraine and get the 5th Border Guard guys prime unit that are in Sumy a van with anti-Shaheed systems and help reduce the number of Shaheeds that breach their target. You can do that by donating to the link pinned to the top of chat. I'll share it in chat with you right now. And let's hit refresh, see if we've had any donations today. We've had 1 donation come in today. Adam Rounds with 10 euros. Thank you, Adam, for keeping the daily donations going. And another 10 euros closer to more Shaheeds getting taken out. Oh, camera's off. Oops, my bad. I told you I'm tired. I'm out of it today. Justin Kemp, you're kind of new here. It helps if you say more than 2 words in a post so I could catch what you're saying, because I can't read every line in chat. But welcome to the stream anyways. Out in the weeds is where you'll find me, Mitch. Okay. Okay, you guys are way off on a tangent today. Okay. Oh, 6 usernames? God, I wouldn't even remember 2 of them, much less 6 of them. Oh, I hope you didn't break your phone, Mick. Well, I had to get you to subscribe somehow on with both accounts, Grunge. No, I still don't know what's going on with that. I'll email them again and see what's going on. Yes, I figured out I wasn't on camera. Vlad, you're in timeout. Oh, I should have waited till I saw the other comments. Saying my stream looks better without my camera. I see, yeah. Vlad, I never make my bed, so what's the point? I timed you out for 10 seconds for that, though. Sorry, I'm allowed to have a little fun too. And of course, I'm a little more than a little tired and punchy. So you have to bear with me on some of that. Food? Oh, I'm going to be evil. And if you want to talk food, uh, a nice sourdough, homemade sourdough bun, toasted roast beef, provolone cheese melted with, some of my hot mustard. Since you guys aren't donating enough to get me to use it before I go to Ukraine, I have to buy some different hot mustard in Ukraine to continue the spoonful of mustard for every 1,000 donated. Oh God, come on, eyes, focus. Uh, Cold fried apples? You'll have to explain what that is, Nura, because cold fried apples it just does not compute in my brain. Mick, there's one thing you could try. Put it between two books, hardback books, not paper, and put a weight on top of it. It might kind of push things back together and fix it. It might not. It's worth a shot if you're already to the point you're going to get a new phone. Yeah, but what are they, Nura? Oh, you fried them last night. Now they're cold. Okay, I understand now. My brain just took a minute to catch up. Okay, I've talked long enough to see if any new donation. Nope, just Adam rounds for today so far. We'll check back in later, switch back to the air alert map, and start going through the videos and stories for today. Many of you may know J.D. Vance, the U.S. Vice President, the Trump wannabe, was in UK. Oh, I'm on like super speed, so let me stop that and replay. So this was the anti-Vance van driving around the English town of Charlbury. Political group in Britain called Everyone Hates Elon. I'm sorry, that's funny as hell. Uh, that's good. Maluk, the Crimean Bridge is a hazardous structure. Strikes on it have become the SBU's calling card. After 3 hits, it operates in limited mode. Only trucks under 5 tons can cross, and no military logistics can use it. Ukraine is advancing naval drone technology. These are no longer just kamikazes, but multi-role carriers equipped with FPVs, machine guns, and capable of engaging enemy aircraft. What this basically means is essentially Crimea is cut off from supplies through the Crimean Bridge, and Russia can only now supply this entire front through Mariupol and Donetsk and the rail line they're trying to build. If we go back to the deep state map and look at the rail map, the rail line that Russia is building has reached Mariupol. It's working its way down to Yalta right now and then towards Berdyansk. But this is basically the only active railroad that Russia can use to supply its troops and send replacements. Ukraine can shut this down if they get within HIMARS range easily. If we go to weapons ranges, where's the HIMARS? Do 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 do. They don't have the HIMARS on there. Nassam's Storm Shadow. So 0 to 250 kilometers. So, yeah, that's Storm Shadows are definitely in range. Let's go with the M777. Let's go with the Excalibur. So it's like right on the edge of the Excalibur. So Ukraine really only needs to advance maybe 3 or 4 kilometers. Maybe not even that much. Essentially 2 fields to be within range with artillery. We've already seen them put drones in Mariupol and do reconnaissance in Mariupol. So literally from cutting the Russians off in Kherson, Crimea, and western Zaporizhia, Ukraine is a couple kilometers away from being able to assert fire control over that rail line. We come up to here. Yeah, definitely more area there. But yeah, you go to this intersection right here, and they're a sliver of occupied territory away from exerting fire control over Russia's only supply line. That's good news, in my opinion. Vlad, I only muted you for 10 seconds. Why were you away so long? And change accounts. Yeah, rails can be repaired rather quickly, but all it takes is, 1 artillery shell a day to shut down a rail track. They're not that far from it. I hope not. I'm glad that worked out for you, Mick. Saved you buying a new phone, at least for a little while longer. Bulgaria's currency is backed by rose oil? Meanwhile, Ukrainian drones attacked the Uneshnia oil pumping station in the Bryansk region at night. In Slavansk on Kuban, the Russians claimed that debris fell on Gazelle on the territory of a refinery. Explosions were also heard in Volgograd. The local airport implemented the carpet plan. Here are those videos.
Ага. Ну. Что-то взрывается.
С той стороны летит. Ебать.
Ukrainian MiG-29 crew using 4 GBU-39 bombs destroys dugouts where enemy assault groups were accumulating. Oh, that's loud. Sticking with Ukrainian aviation for a little bit, another MiG-29 strikes Russian positions in Yanua. Oh, this is hard to do this one for some reason. Yunakivka in Sumy. Not to be outdone, the Ukrainian soldier felt a little left out, so he went up and threw a TM-62 anti-tank mine into a Russian dugout in Voschansk. Belgium sending a 30 more F-16s. Nice. Oh, I forgot where this was from. Third Assault, that's right. Total destruction of Russian tanks with ammo in the Kharkiv area by Third Assault. Come on, play. Burn, baby, burn. You know, ball bearings would be really easy to make in space. You know, no gravity. They'd naturally form, the steel would naturally form into a perfect sphere under its own gravity. I thought this was an interesting one. Putin's residence in Valdali is guarded by 12 anti-aircraft systems. 12 towers with air defense systems, mainly Panzer, around Putin's residence is only 5 times less than the number of systems in Moscow city and oblast. So, okay, so there's 60 in Moscow oblast, but 12 of them for Vladimir's personal residence right there. And yes, that is the air defense towers around Putin's residence. Can we say paranoid much? Anton, dude, it's a YouTube channel. You know, life comes first. Family, friends, and then like YouTube's like way down the list. Ukrainian aviation destroyed Russian targets in Toytakino in the Kursk region. And show you that settlement on the deep state map. So this is the settlement where we're about to watch. Of course, Ukraine's just across the river from it, inside Russian territory. Here is the video from, again, Ukrainian Air Force working inside Russia. So, bye-bye Russian command post. You know, that crossing would be fairly easy to geolocate. Finishes off with a view from the Russian side. Let's see if we can locate that crossing point. Huh. So, maybe not so easy to geolocate. Kind of have to wonder how old the satellite images are, too. Okay, there's that one. Here's the other. And then the industrial buildings we saw are in this area here. Heading back over to air alerts just so we can keep an eye on that. Unfortunately, the 63rd Brigade has a solemn task to carry out in Torsky. They have to demolish the vacant houses so Russians cannot use them to hide in. But just it shows how strong these Ukrainian FPV drones can be. This is basically Ukraine following a scorched earth policy to keep Russia from advancing as much. If you actually believe that, go read something. "15 kilometers. Oh, darn. You know what? Bye-bye. The whole sky is falling attitude gets really fucking old. The whole Ukrainian front is collapsing, and Russia advanced 11 kilometers in 2 days. Oh, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Go read something and get an informed opinion before you spout shit you know nothing about. I know it's been all over the place, and Taco Trump has been saying, "Oh yes, we're going to have a peace deal. Oh no, we're just finding out information. Oh wait, we're going to have a ceasefire. And oh no, wait, we're just one of those scenarios coming out of the Trump arena was actually kind of interesting to me. Trump's envoy Witkoff is backing a proposal so that he says he's discussed with Russian officials and is modeled off Israel's occupation of the West Bank. Under the idea, Russia would control occupied Ukrainian territories militarily and economically, but without formal annexation, keeping Ukraine's borders intact on paper. I hate to say it, but I could see Trump going for something like this. The only problem is with the occupied areas, Russia's already held referendums and added them to the Russian Constitution. So there's no chance in hell that that's happened, because it's already, Russia already claims those territories as Russian. They've already held these fake referendums where they held up blank ballots saying yes, yes. You know, might as well have been taking them right off the printer. Yes, yes. So it just shows you what the Taco Trump team has for brains. Pretty much shit. I just saw that and I had to say something about it, because with all the other shit that's been coming out of Trump's mouth and his party's mouth lately is just sickening. And then they come up with, oh, wait, we could do this, except Russia's already annexed those oblasts. They had a referendum in Kherson, even though Russia does not occupy all of Kherson. The heck is going on there? You know, like a third of Kherson is unoccupied. A quarter or more of Zaporizhia is unoccupied. Didn't stop Russia from sending out troops with a ballot representative and taking votes at gunpoint. It also happened in Crimea, also happened in Donetsk. They don't even control half of Donetsk even now, 3 years later. But that plan's supposed to be a good one? Fuck me. Ooh. Oh, Mick, I hope it works out for you. Oh, that's a good idea. The Baba Yagas with the dragon munitions. That would take out a train. Yeah, that was pretty much it, Mitch. You know, if you don't vote yes, you get drafted. Sorry it didn't end up working out, Mick. We tried. If I could afford a Baba Yaga, I wouldn't be sitting here scrimping and saving for a $3,000 house. Destruction of Russian infantry transport and shelters by the Marines of the 36th Brigade. Yes, I found the house cable. It's just
it twisted.
Okay. Okay. You have to twist my arm cable. Okay.
You got me.
Extra? Extra cheese. In the Belgorod region, enemy UAV operators were operating out a Khrushchev, the short apartment buildings. Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance found exactly where the control point was located, and after that, well, watch the video. Well, I'm going to pause it here for a second. You know, you see the antenna, you see the wires running down to the balcony for the house. And, well, pretty much tells you what room they're operating out of. And, well, I don't think they're operating there anymore. A bit of an update on Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk is left without shops and almost without food. We have to leave the city on foot. It is difficult to get to the city because everything is being shot at. Humanitarian aid delivered by the military involved in the evacuation of residents remains almost the only source of food in Pokrovsk. And that's hard to fathom that in 2025 people are starving because they can't transport food into a city. Meanwhile, in Pokrovsk, an elderly couple point out to a Ukrainian drone the masked occupiers who infiltrated the city. These are Russians in plain clothes, no military uniforms, and Ukrainian villagers are, there you go, disguising themselves as civilians to get into Pokrovsk. And Babushka goes and opens the gate for the drone. Bye-bye, Russians. I did want to talk about this. I don't usually talk about Ukrainian casualties. The information is out there, but since I'm heading to Ukraine in 20 days or so, just give you a little bit of knowledge of what's happening there. Civilian casualties in Ukraine hit a 3-year high in July. 1,674 civilian casualties were recorded last month. 286 have died. 1,388 injured. This is the highest number since May of 2022 and a 22.5% increase from July of 2024. Significant increase in the number of civilian casualties. Of course, a significant increase in the number of shaheeds Russia is launching in July. It's an unfortunate truth. As a civilian in Ukraine, you're a target. Mr. Squiggle, you're hitting the nail on the head. You're also preaching to the choir a bit, but yeah, that is the whole problem with Trump. I'm no strong man, and I trust him about as far as I could throw him, and he's leading the country I'm stuck in right now. So, yes, I know full well the reality of the risk I am taking. I could easily become one of those statistics. But it's a calculated risk. That's all I can say. Rog, Easy Rider. This was funny and informative. I enjoyed it. I hope you do too. I would say it, but I wouldn't do it with Trump's borrowed dick. Mr. Squiggle, can you see Adam? And Adam, can you see Mr. Squiggle's comment right below yours? I'm going to go back to the operational report. Together we will win. It's how we have to do it, is together. That's all I'll say. Sorry, I have to translate this one. The Moscows got beat 3 times and listened to the Ukrainian anthem. At the 2025 World Games in China, Ukrainian Sambists won all 3 final matches against the neutral Russians. Champions were Andrei, Vladislav, and Petro. Vladislav commented on the match against the neutral bastard.
Зараз повернулося, і ми бачимо, що це дає Україні. Як завжди, в єдиноборствах ми беремо медалі. І танцює гопака наш спортсмен.
Yeah, YouTube's top chat is just so screwy. Um, I wish you could set the default to go to live chat instead. But no, YouTube defaults to top chat. Okay. One more time because I missed it.
Зараз повернулося, і ми бачимо, що це дає Україні. Як завжди, в єдиноборствах ми беремо медалі. І танцює гопака наш спортсмен. Це в Україні в загальному медальному заліку. І Руднєв ось такий суворий стиль продемонструвавши. Зараз здається, що може і розплакатися від щастя. І теж танцює гопака, як це робив і Кучеренко. І ось так він закінчує на власну користь цей поєдинок. Це ще й красиво.
So is this
Це
like
ще й
Europeans' version of MMA?
Найскладніше, мабуть, фінальне, тому що дрався з представником нейтральної країни. І
I wouldn't doubt
звісно,
that, Mitch.
Тільки настраювався на перемогу.
Either that or they hired someone to program it.
Золото їде до України. Дуже велика мотивація.
Sorry.
І дуже багато працювали.
There's no translation, so I'll leave the comments for somebody who has the translation later. But Mitch Ashdown says YouTube likely bought the chat program and has no idea how to run it. That's one possibility. I think the other one is, yeah, they hired a team to do it and then fired them when it was done and have no idea how to do anything with the chat. Same with like the top fans thing. Like they implemented that, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. Nura says he looks Tartar. Very possible. The Ukraine has been a melting pot since like the 400s. You know, the original melting pot. Asians, Tartars, Arabs, Greeks, of course Slavs, Norse, and then Europeans, all mixed together. Yeah, they did the silly thing where, you know, you see the crown with the 1 after Adam, Mitch with the 2. Giving you experience for being in the stream, but there's nothing to do with it. There's no point to it. Yeah, I just don't know what to tell you. It's poorly planned, poorly implemented. Drone operators from Omega Wings continue to destroy the occupiers' shelters. You stick in chat and let the XP roll up. All you can do on mine right now, once we have super chats and no, it's not even active chatting. You only get experience points for super chats and for being a member. So it does absolutely nothing for small channels like mine. Just there. That was the video from Omega. And from the 46th Brigade, our last video of the night. You cannot escape from us, hide from us, nor survive. Another series of targets hit by the units of the 42nd Separate Air Mobile Podilsky Brigade, showing off some of the work they are doing. Oh, LJ did show up with the cookies. K-Bell, have fun at work. Sorry. Because it was just time to... Well, I'll do this really quick. So the other property I was looking at is no longer available. It's sold. So I was hunting, and I found this little gem in Zhytomyr, right near the border with Venetia. It's about an hour from Venetia, an hour from Zhytomyr, and an hour and a half from Kyiv. So this is the house I'm looking at now. So the summer kitchen, root cellar. Gas is already ran to everything inside. One of the bedrooms, basically the connecting room for all the other rooms, not really a hallway, but yes, in a way. One of the other bedrooms, the kitchen dining room area, the third bedroom. So here's the entry porch, that little connecting area, one bedroom, two bedroom. The kitchen is here and the third bedroom is here. If we go back to here, there's a loft, attic kind of situation. It's supposed to have a ladder coming down, but it is not there. And it does even have a video. So there's the gas meter and the gas incoming to the property. Splits off to different appliances. There's the root cellar and what they call the summer kitchen. Basically the storage shed built out of brick. And then you come past this tree here. I'm not sure, but I think that is a fig tree. And the barn in the back, and where the ladder's supposed to be, if you look across the way, it should have a ladder like that, stairwell, whatever you want to call it. And then that is the garden area. It is 31.5. I have I have 1,600 saved. Well, I'm halfway there. Okay, that's not 27 hectares. If we go back to Ukrainian, you see it is it's like 27 sotuk, so it's like half a US acre. Put this back in English. 3 rooms, 1 floor with the attic. Offer from the owner with the veranda. Living area is 86 square meters. Kitchen's 3.7 square meters. Brick wall built in the 70s. Basement, storage room, summer kitchen, and a well. Solid fuel boiler. No garage. Gates on the territory, none. In the village, black soil for the earth. School 10 minutes away. Kindergarten 10 minutes away. Shops 10 minutes. Nearest city is 10 to 20 kilometers away. Basically all they say about it. But I'm liking it. I definitely have a thing for the brick. You know, roof looks in good shape. The only thing that really needs to be worked on is, I don't even know if they showed in the picture, is, yeah, the stairwell for the attic. Floors look good. Maybe have to run a couple new electric lines, but electricity's all already in the house. Has all the furniture I'd need. And like I said, it's central to Zhytomyr, Vinnytsia, and Kyiv. Bilasirka is not far away. Uman is not far away. So easy access to pretty much all of the rest of Ukraine. But I definitely like the place. And right here, so a hop, skip, and a jump down the road is the train station that takes you either out to Lviv, up towards Ravina and towards Warsaw, or into Kyiv. So fairly easy access to the rest of Ukraine. Well, what I was thinking with the attic is turn it into like a dorm room So if there's like ever any events or anything, because like right next door, in this village here and this village here is a major tourist attraction. So like do a bit of a, oh, what's it called? Hostel type of thing. Oh shoot. I gotta run to the restroom really quick. I'm gonna play the video again so you guys can watch it. And I'll be right back. Oh, sorry, that was a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. Ooh. Ugh. Actually, I think this one has an indoor bathroom, but I'm not sure. It should be. Uh, yeah, it doesn't say it, but if you look at the images, It doesn't show the room. Okay, it must be in the video. So coming around the back side of the house, you see that little window right there? And like the difference in the brick, something was done here. If you go to, that's that little window right there. I'm suspecting that this might be a closed off area and turned into a bathroom. If not, it would be fairly easy. There's a decent area right here that you could put in a septic system fairly easy from that location, and just have the pump out being right there with that alleyway between the houses. So, I mean, it's doable. Either that or let's go. That might be where the outhouse is, right there. Don't show Think Ukraine that video. Vita, why shouldn't I show Vita that video? First renter has to bring the ladder. No, I would definitely do something more than that first, because like I'm pretty sure the owners don't even know what's up there. Need to certify the area. I've been chatting with them. It's already privatized. They'd be willing to work with me if I come up with another couple $100. So yeah, it's already privatized. Lots of growing space. Yes, I could have my chickens there if I wanted to. No, I will not put a greenhouse over the house. No garage, but it wouldn't be that hard to put one there. Yeah, Vita, they kind of did not do her right on that house that Vita bought. Cutting wood will keep me in shape. Nah. The whole idea of having this house, for me, because the cost of living is so much cheaper in Ukraine, would be to live here, save money, and actually buy a small apartment in Kyiv. But in the village, you could probably live on 300-400 a month easy. Let me get rid of this and put that full screen. Let me show you where that village is on the map. So Bilasirka, you come straight over, and this is the village here. So the highway to Bilasirka, highway down, and then the road comes. Basically, this is the easier road to take in, come up, and that house is this place right here. So the road comes in right here. That's the next door neighbors. And I could easily put like a garage right in here if I wanted a garage. Of course, the barn's right there, so I could just easily use the barn to store a motorcycle or something like that, and use a motorcycle to fly into Kyiv or wherever I need to do for the day. And then this is the garden area right here. So big garden area. That is the summer kitchen and the root cellar. No, it's a decent. I like it. The nice part is there's this little stream that runs right through here. Little tiny stream. So this stream and this stream connect together right here, and then it flows down through here. A little bit of fishing, a little more fishing, and then a whole lot of fishing. And if I continue down the other end of the village, a whole lot more fishing. So it's like this stream, this stream, this stream, and this stream all come in together right through here. And there's little check dams and ponds set up all along the way. A very beautiful area. And by very beautiful area, I do mean a very beautiful area. The next town over, this is a very hot destination park in Ukraine. A lot of weddings, a lot of events are held here. And even the stream even feeds through the park. Fountains, there's the stream that goes through town. The church in the background behind it. Um, there's the pond for the town with the park right there. Very beautiful area. If you look at like some of the drop downs, there's like almost no drop downs in the area. So like if I upload pictures to Google, I'm going to be the only one in the whole area. Up towards here, there's one. So nice meadow right between the two forests. And that's pretty far away from where, well, not that far actually. That's right up here. If you go to satellite image, unfortunately, it looks like there's mostly farmland around where I'm at, but there's forest down here, over here. So it'd be a little trip to go to the forest to pick mushrooms or such, but there's a little forest spot right here. I'm sure that gets picked over really quick though. But like I said, there's four spots right up here, so not too far away. Yeah, that's it's not out of the way. It's not in the way either. So there is a bus stop in town that would take me over to, oh, where's that city at? There's a bus that takes you over to this town here. And this town has all the trains and such. So I could take the train directly into Kiev. And it'd be like a day trip. But ooh. I like it. It's in my price range. I'm close. A lot of work. Another 8 months and I'd be able to buy the place. Sad. But, for me, looking for a house in Ukraine is fairly easy. The first thing I do is hit brick. That eliminates quite a few of them. And then price under, well, yeah, no, 5,000's like way out of my league. So, there's others available, but that doesn't look very pretty. There's one just here to the south of Zhytomyr. This house is amazing. 2-story house. Very small plot of land though. Unfortunately, the gas is not ran out to the house. It's a brand new build. There's no gas, no electricity, nothing on the inside. It's empty. Never been lived in. and just the raw cement floors. It's an amazing house, but having to bring in the electricity, gas, so on and so forth, that's more than I can handle. And it's higher price and a much smaller plot of land, like a third of the land the other one has. To the east of Bilasirka, there's this place. It has some character to it, but there's some things that are just not sitting right with me. So I don't know if those are cracks or spider webs in the wall. So yeah, there's some issues with this place that make me leery. And you can even see like the wood flooring is starting to warp. That means there's moisture getting into the house. And like all the I don't know, seeing that right there and then having all the walls covered with like this fabric, there's something unseen in this one that's not healthy. That's going to cost a lot in repairs down the line. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what I did, is just sit here and go through and go through and go through and you know, this is a little bit more land, but it's across the, like the garden's across the street. I just thought that was a little odd. But the place looks amazing, except like the floor was not professionally done. We would have to redo the floor eventually. But nice place. I just don't like having the garden part being across the street. And it's more expensive. This was the other contender for a lot. It's actually much cheaper. So barn, house, entry yard, the well's right there. So push comes to shove, this is a possibility for me. Needs cosmetic repairs, has gas, and an outhouse. So yeah, the other one probably has an outhouse too, but it is what it is. So a little closer to Zhytomyr, a little closer to Kiev. Sloboda. That's interesting. So it looks like it has two barns. This is one barn. It looks like it got converted into like little apartments. The other barn, I'm starting to wonder if this is the house. The house is just a barn that was converted. It doesn't really say a whole lot. Pretty standard house. It's interesting, but not enough information for me to say I like it. And then the other contender I have is this one up here. This is not that far away from Vita. It's like a half hour closer to Kyiv than Vita's place. Again, the decorative brick design on it. Yes, I'm a huge sucker for that. So this is the side of the house that faces the street. Gas lines already ran and metered. The view towards the street. Come on. This is the walkway back to the barn. One storage shed right there. And then the other storage shed behind the house. And then this is the main thing that sold me on this place, is look at all the land. Again, the storage shed that's behind the house, that's to the fence, is the property. And then that's the garden area. And then birch forest and pine forest next to it. That is the road. That's the other way on the road. And then the Bambi painting in the house, or the Snow White painting in the house, whoever you want to consider that. Okay, this is the funny thing. It has the same chandelier as the other one. Now there's the attic access right there in this place. But like, all this was an add-on. This is where the kitchen is. I'd flip it. I'd move the kitchen over to here, turn this into a pantry. That would become the bathroom entryway. Like, this would be my office space, a little bit of a living area, living room, more of a living room. Yeah, and then bedroom. And that's the other one I'm considering. How much is my airfare and travel? My plane ticket from here to Warsaw and back, it was 583. You know, I got it at the absolute cheapest rate possible. Unfortunately, I get into Warsaw about 45 minutes after the train heads towards Kyiv. So I am going to have to take a bus, and that bus was another 93. So 680 altogether to get to Kyiv. Yeah. I won't say exactly, but you can kind of figure it out. The place I'm looking at is actually in Kyiv Oblast, and she's basically across the way in this area. Maybe more down here. I'm not far. I wouldn't be far away with this place. But yeah, this one, And this one down here are my two contenders now. And not the decorative brick, but a newer build. Okay, but which one? Ooh, I like the river. Yeah, floor's in great shape. No cracks along the roof line. Roof's in decent shape. That one's not bad. Three rooms, corridor, pantry, veranda, stove heating, outbuildings, well, garden, a vegetable garden is located in picturesque place near a forest. And that one's really close by to Vita. Okay, I can already say I don't like this one, but we'll look at it anyways. Hmm. Yeah, I love this one. Exchange for a car. Electricity, no gas. Uh, it's not bad, but I don't like the look of it. And there's no pictures of the inside. Okay, for all you artists out there, here's a house for you. You might need to work on the swan paintings a little bit. I'm not sure I'd be able to even crouch through that door. Oh, it had chickens. Very colorful place, but in all honesty, it looks a little short to me. But so like right here is the Kiev Oblast, Zhytomyr Oblast border. We go so this is where I'm looking at right here. If you go to deep state map, so that is the town I would be in. Yes, it was occupied by Russia. And then, well, you see the Russians really never got far into Zhytomyr Oblast. But the highway that runs up from Kyiv comes up this way and out this way. So, yeah, the highway that Vita drives through was occupied, and Russians were using it when they came through. But yeah, this is definitely in previously occupied area. And there's a lot of previously occupied area. Ooh. Make a smokehouse? Yeah. Be honest with you, the chickens are so inexpensive in Ukraine, it's not even a consideration. Yeah, like maybe 50 cents for a chick, maybe. Um, but yeah, it's like, okay, do I go here or here? Here or here? It's about the same drive time to Kyiv from both places. And it's about the same drive time to Kyiv from the place I had here. I still wish this was available. I really did like it. That was like almost picturesque. And it was only an hour from Kyiv, like an hour from Chernihiv, and an hour and a half to Sumy. So this would have been nice for like supporting the troops and giving the troops a place to crash out. That was part of my plan, is like, if they didn't want to stay in Kyiv, they could stay there, head into Kyiv, do what they needed to do, come back, crash out, and then the next day head back to wherever they needed to be. That was my thinking with that place. These ones are kind of on the other side of that, so it really wouldn't work for that. And then the other one I had to look at was this place here. So it's a little bit farther down the road than the other place I was looking at, which is right in here. So just a little bit closer to Sumy. $839. So there's a little bit of a problem with the roof with the add-on they put on. Oh well. Otherwise the roof's in good shape. They got like a canvas covering the walls, so it might need like a siding done on it, which it wouldn't be that hard, especially when you're talking about $840 for a house. But you look inside, the floors look nice, level. That's the electricity running down right there. Overall, the place looks really good. And then, well, let's come back to that. This is the house. This is the added on. Like this used to be the porch, and they enclosed the porch, and then there was a veranda here. This is where the roof's messed up. It'd almost be easier to just knock this off and just have it as a porch again. And then the entryway, 1 room, 2 rooms, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But in the yard, oops, if we go back to this one, so the house is there, 1 barn, 2 barn, 3 barn, 4 barns, 5 barns, and a chicken coop off the back, plus the house, plus the well, plus a storage unit. All for $839. A little over half an acre. So a vestibule, a veranda, and a pantry is all that little front area. Summer kitchen with a barn and a cellar. 4 barns, a chicken coop, a large barn for cattle, and 2 utility sheds. A well with good water, fruit trees on the plot, apple, pear, sweet cherry, pie cherry, plums. There's a bus that runs to Prikuli 2 times a day, and nearby is the rail station to Prikuli. And yeah, that thought has crossed my mind because that is something I could just lay down cash for straight up. And I had to favorite this one, blue and yellow. So just over an acre, right in the village. The street is gasified, but the house is not. In the yard, there's a barn with a summer kitchen, a cellar, and a well. A large, young, already delightful garden. A vegetable garden near the estate is another 27 acres. Total area is 52 sotic, 5,200 square meters. The central street of the village, near the center. In the center of the village, there's a school, kindergarten, shops, church, good neighbors nearby. From the village to the rail station, Nosivka on Kiev Nizhny branch is 8 kilometers away. So an 8-kilometer taxi or bus ride, minibus, marshrutka, and then can go right into Kiev. And this place is $2,398. It's not bad. Walking distance for you, maybe. No, I'm not going to show you that one. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. So it's 2 houses, and they built like a connection between the 2 houses. And then this is the barn with a garage on it. definitely been abandoned for a while. There's going to be like a lot of cleanup. So I don't know if I wanted to make like a hotel or something. So this would be the place to do. No, definitely been abandoned for a while. Definitely repairs to do on it. But the place is a freaking mansion. Okay, maybe more repairs than I care to do. But definitely an interesting one. Not bad for 3,500 though. Canty's Ukrainian real estate show. Yeah. I love doing it too. It's one of the ways I relax, and when you find things like this, oh, just for shits and giggles, under 2,000. So that is the lowest I've seen in a while, actually. See anything down by Mykolaievka. What is this? A flat roof? There's some potential there, but it just needs finishing work, it looks like. Yeah, some building it up as they go and either ran out of funds or ran out of energy. So not that far from the water, from the Black Sea. Let's see. Any other? One room. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything out towards Lviv. Nope. 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 Okay. The second inexpensive one I see is 1,199. 22 acres. Nice barn. I'm hoping that's a camera, but it looks like the add-on is leaning, which means the whole house is leaning. I'm hoping that's just the camera, though. Nice little lake in your backyard. Yeah, I'd have to look at that before I say anything, because that could just be the camera. It could be bad building. It could be the walls leaning. So let's see, 1319. Yeah, 1319 is the next one. Oh, I've looked at this one before. The veranda needs a roof. the outbuilding that they showed that was collapsed. Someone punched a hole in the stove. That's a little scary right there. So just some stove repair, it looks like, and some cleanup. The outbuildings are gone. You'd have to almost redo the entire roof on the outbuildings, but they're outbuildings. Is that supposed to be the root cellar or the outhouse? Yeah, I'm liking the two I found. I just wish I had the money for them. Anyways, I'm about to pass out. 14K is the lowest you ever paid for a house. Yeah, the sad thing is, that's what I paid for this place. All going on 12 years ago. You know, there's a reason I moved to South Dakota. The houses were cheap and you got a lot of land with your house. Let's try Trulia. 7330. So the house I bought was 14.5. But the other one I was looking at, I don't know if it will show it to me. The other place I was looking at was this place here. You see the estimate is 215,000 now. 12 years ago I could have bought this place for 27, and it is 21 acres on it. Now they're trying to sell it for 215. No, this place is one of the Amish families that moved out. The land was like 25,000 and they built the house and now they're selling it for 250,000. Definitely making money off of that. You know, even go somewhere close to me. The house right next to the park I streamed from the other day. This house sold for 25,000, I think, not too long ago. And now they're trying to get 110 out of it. I don't like Trulia. They don't give you the full information on it. There you go. 4 years ago, 27,000. here 4 years later. Yeah, they've done a lot of work on it. Now they're asking 110. So it shows you how much housing prices have gone up in my area. This house went up on auction 5 years ago, and it sold for like 8,000. If I remember correctly, it's this house. It might be one that just looks similar to that one. That's yeah, there's no history on it. So that was the one that went up for auction. And it sold for like 8 grand. Now they're trying to get 130 out of it. So yeah, it's crazy dumb how much housing prices have gone up in this area. You know, you could easily get a decent home in my area. 5-10 years, more than 5 years ago, you're looking 10 to 20 to 30,000 for a decent, okay house. And now at minimum, you're looking 100K. Yeah, it's just ridiculous how, I couldn't afford my own home right now. And then you sit here and look at these places in Ukraine, and it's like much better house than you'd get here for 1/20th of the price. Hutterites aren't Amish. No, they're not. Um, 10 years ago, there wasn't. Well, it was more like 15 years ago, there wasn't. One community moved over by trip, and they lasted for about 8 years and then broke up. And there's another community out by Burke. So out this way, there's another Amish community out here. The one by me, yeah, this was an Amish house. This was an Amish house. No, not this one. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one was an Amish house. The one I showed you for 27,000, the Amish ended up buying. And then this one was bought by the Amish. And there was another one down the Kaler Road. This one here. And the community kind of fell apart. Infighting, basically. And severe thunderstorm warning. Charles Mix, Douglas, that's my county. And Gregory, so yay. Oh, it looks like I am going to get the brunt of it. So where this slopes down, the county line slopes down and crosses the 18, I'm like right in here. So that's me. And that is the heaviest part of the storm. And that is the heaviest part of the storm heading right at me. See. Heavy rain and a thunderstorm starting in 2 minutes. Joy. Well, here, let me show you a Hooterite colony near me. These are the housing blocks. So these are like 3-story apartments. And yeah, it's an interesting no pictures. Oh, there's no pictures. I'll have to go and take a couple pictures next time I'm out there. But yeah, it's an interesting situation because like there's like 8 or 10 apartments in this building on one side and same on the other side, and it's 3 stories. The grandparents live on the bottom. The next aged up parents live in the middle one, and then like the youngest married couple live in the top one, and like everything's owned by the colony. It's like a huge almost like a commune. The colony owns everything, and the people just work for it. You know, their vehicles, their whatever, it's all owned by the colony. There's their greenhouse, their chicken coop, and my favorite building is this one right here. This is where they put their bees over winter. But yeah, the colony owns like all this land right here, and then some others off in the other place. You go down the road, and then there's this colony here. Ooh, that made the windows rattle. Again, you see the same thing. A central house, like all the food is cooked cafeteria style. They have meals in here. There's, you go down this ramp, and there's like huge freezers for food, stuff like that. This is a school, and again, outbuildings, greenhouses, chicken barns, hog barns. And they own almost the entire square mile and some of the outlying farm area. But yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. Yep. And okay, I gotta go check this storm out. If it looks like I can show you anything, I'll stream from my phone, but it is 11:30 at night. And I am going to say good night. Thank you all for coming, hanging out, and checking out real estate with me. Before we go, let's do another check-in on the summer sunshine fun time. We did get another donation today. Scrolling down to the bottom, K-Bell, thank you for the 10 euros. It is appreciated. You're helping defend Ukraine against the Shaheeds and getting the 5th Border Guards their van equipped with anti-Shaheed equipment. Thank you for coming. Please remember to hit the like and the share. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We are getting very, very close to having the 500 subscribers to have super chats and memberships. We are at 492. Almost there. But most importantly, keep supporting Ukraine. And with that, good night. Stay safe, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not sooner, depending on how bright it is outside. Have a good one.